Yo, what's happening guys over here, and this is the Oneplus 6. I wasn't going to make a video on this as I don't have this phone, but then I got to play around with it for 5 to 10 minutes and I was like, I have to make a video on this phone, so there you have it. So this is by no mean an review and it's also not an unboxing video, so I'm also confused what should I call this video, and I guess it's an impression video. So yeah, this is my impressions of the OnePlus 6. So in this video I'm going to talk about the things that I noticed right away from my time with this more fast smartphone. What the hell is wrong with me here? So the first thing that I noticed right away is that display. It's a 6.2-inch AMOLED display. Its resolution is 1080p and I can say it gets the job done. I mean, it's not as good as the Samsung S9 and the iPhone 10's panels, but then it costs half as much, so I can let that slide through. It also has the infamous notch, but then it also has a chin. I mean, what's the point of the notch if you have to put a chin on your phone? But then you can also turn off the notch, which I'd do if I had this smartphone. But then if the screen is off, you can clearly see a big notch at the top. So the next thing I want to talk about is the build quality of this smartphone, and I have some controversial opinion on this, so just hear me out on this one. So for the price you're paying for this smartphone, the build quality is, I mean, acceptable is the right word, I think. It has nothing new, crazy, or which will stand out. It's kind of boring, you can say as well. Don't get me wrong, it's a excellent build phone, but then it's not a flagship killer in the build quality department. But the one thing that I truly love about this smartphone is the alert slider. I mean, why doesn't all the smartphone has this? It's such a good feature and only few smartphone has it. I think it should be mandatory to all smartphone companies to have a alert slider like feature on their smartphone. By the way, this is the mirror black version, and if you're planning to get this phone, I would say get it in the mirror black or the red one. These are the two best color options for this. The build quality is not that great, but then it's acceptable for the price you're paying. If I had to give it a score, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's good, not gonna lie. So the next thing I want to talk about is the camera, and it's a quite unusual set of cameras on this phone. It has dual sensors just like any other smartphone in 2018. The primary sensor is a 16 megapixel f1.7 aperture and the secondary sensor is a 16 megapixel f2.0 aperture. But the thing is, they are both the same sensor. No monochrome, no telephoto, no wide angle. They are the exact copy of each other with different apertures. So the 1.7 will perform better at night and the 2.0 will perform better in the daytime. If you ask me, a secondary telephoto or a wide angle lens could have been better, but what can you do? The image quality from the sensors are really good. I mean, it's not up to the par with the S9s and the iPhone 10s and the flagships, but for the price it takes very good photos. Now, where this smartphone absolutely excels is the performance, and it has a Snapdragon 845 processor, and what do you expect? It blazes through everything you throw at it, and this is the department in which it outperforms any other flagships like Samsung Galaxy S9 and the iPhone 10s. The Geekbench scores can say whatever they want, but the fact of the matter is it is a faster phone at the end of the day. And with 8 gigabytes of memory, everything stays in RAM. And when I say everything, I mean everything stays in RAM. It also has fast charging, so you can charge your phone up to 70, I guess 80% in just 30 minutes, which is absolutely insane. And no other smartphone can catch that numbers, even the flagships. So should you buy the OnePlus 6? If you're in the market for a new Android flagship and you're considering S9 or the Google Pixel, I'd say don't get that. Get the OnePlus 6 and save the money. But if the camera is important to you, then I can see why somebody would consider buying the S9 and the Google Pixel flagships. By the way, if you have noticed, I'm not mentioning iPhone 10, and not because of the specs and all, just because the sheer size price difference in them. I don't think so. I think if you're considering iPhone 10, you shouldn't be thinking about buying this. Just get the iPhone 10. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, and please subscribe as it always helps. And by the way, I forgot to mention one thing. The biggest thing that keeps people from buying this smartphone is buy OnePlus themselves, and it will be called the OnePlus 60. Peace.